Ed Asner. So Ed, I know everybody's waiting about this, and I'm sure you've been asked questions about this particular show, since day one. But I thought it was pretty interesting your remembrance of how you were cast for the Mary Tyler Moore Show, because most of, if not all of your performances were more dramatic, right? You weren't, you hadn't developed into a comedic actor, at least. You hadn't showcased that side of your skills. So can you tell us a little bit about that process and how you actually were recommended and how you ended up working on the Mary Tyler Moore Show?
Well, I was a journeyman actor, uh, sent to casting calls for whatever rose up. Rarely were they for comedies, or if they were, it was just to be a five-liner of sticking your head in and sticking it out. It wasn't a continuum. I was invited to audition for the Mary Tyler Moore Show and knew nothing about it. Was given the script before I went in, read it, called in and said, okay, read. Jim Brooks and Alan Burns were the co-executive producers of the show. So I read and I finished the reading and Jim Brooks said, that was a very intelligent reading. And I mumbled something like, yeah, but it wasn't funny. And he said, well, when we have you back to read with Mary, I want you to take the character, read it all out, falling down crazily, wildly, compulsively, and do it that way. And I said, I started to walk out, and I said, look, why don't you have me try it that way now? Don't have me back. I've never been that outspoken since or before. And he said, well, we do have another appointment, which happened to be Gavin McLeod. So I said, oh, go ahead. So I read it like a Meshugana, a crazy person. And they laughed appropriately. And after I finished, they said, read it just like that when you come back to read with Mary. I said, well, that's a positive sign, isn't it? So I said, okay. I came back about 10 days, 2 weeks later, to read with Mary. And I read the same way, and they laughed again. And I discovered a couple of years after the show was over that Mary had then turned to them and said, are you sure? Their response was, that's your Lou Grant. So they found out that I was malleable, that I could be shaped and formed as they wished, and that I could be made to look like a jerk. And that's what they wanted.